Hey, everybody, I'm the Ranting Monkey, and with me, as always, is Scribe. Say hi, Scribe.
Hi, Scribe.
The lovely SDA is joining us as well.
Hi guys.
And the fourth Beetle is with us tonight. Say hi, Satsu.
Woohoo!
What up, Dale?
How you guys doing today?
I'm good. How are you guys?
I'm good. I've been so fucking bored all day. I'm just like, what is life?
Wait. Is that why you asked to come on? Because you're bored? We're your entertainment?
Yes, actually.
Not even like, no, you know I love you guys. Just, uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm just
We're here to entertain. Okay.
Yes. Yes. The
We're here
excuse
to
of
entertain, Sassy.
the excuse of being bored has never fueled these streams ever.
Yes, never. Hell, I believe that's how they started.
Yeah.
Let's see. Which Beetle would you be? I vote SDA as Ringo.
I thought I
Really,
was,
I would see
we-
SDA
we-
more as George.
We had this conversation once. I think
yeah.
I was
This
Ringo.
is a conversation that happened before. I'm sure.
Yeah, I think I'm Ringo if I remember correctly.
Why would I be
Um,
Ringo though? I feel like I'm more like Paul.
No, you're more like George.
Stock to death. Okay.
You're the quiet one.
Okay, you know, I'll give you that. I am fairly quiet.
I don't have a preference.
So, anything we need to go over before we get to the news? We have a lot to talk about tonight. We really do, but I don't have anything, no preamble.
Yeah, nothing that I can think of, honestly.
All right.
Nope.
How about
Yeah,
we
I
jump
got
into the news?
nothing either.
Sounds good.
Okay. So, do you guys like impeachment?
Yay! Wait, what?
House Democrats introduce articles of impeachment against Donald Trump.
For what? God damn it. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Let's find out. House Democrats introduced articles of impeachment Wednesday against President Donald Trump, though they acknowledge their efforts have no chance of success while Republicans control both houses of Congress. Representative Steve Cohen, Democrat Tennessee, introduced 5 articles of impeachment that include obstruction of justice for Trump's decision to fire former FBI Director James Comey, 2 emoluments clause violations undermining the independence of the federal judiciary and undermining the freedom of the press. Quote, "The time has come to make clear to the American people and to this president that his train of injuries to our Constitution must be brought to an end through impeachment," he said. Cohen, the ranking member on the House Judiciary Committee's Constitution Subcommittee, acknowledged the limitations of his proposal. Quote, "I don't expect the House Judiciary Committee, which has operated like a branch of the administration, to take up hearings," he said. He told members of the press he would likely be facilitating briefings in lieu of hearings. Quote, "There are many reasons why I think the president is an awful president, an awful person, but not all of those reasons rise to the level of impeaching a sitting president. We are not seeking his impeachment because of what he did before he was president." Representative Luis Gutierrez, Democrat Illinois, one of the bill's co-sponsors, said beside Cohen. White House Press Secretary Sarah Sanders responded in a statement saying time spent calling for Trump's impeachment, quote, "would be better spent focusing on tax relief for American families and businesses. It's disappointing that extremists in Congress still refuse to accept the president's decisive victory in last year's election," she said. And that's the gist.
God damn it. Okay. So you're wasting time. They know they're wasting time. And what were the specific charges again?
Let's see. It was obstruction of justice. Obstruction of justice for Trump's decision to fire former FBI Director James Comey, 2 emoluments clause violations. Now, I will admit, English major aside, I'm not quite sure what that means in the grand scheme of things. I'd have to look that up. And undermining the independence of the federal judiciary and undermining the freedom of the press.
Wait, well, the undermining the freedom of the press is something I don't understand because they're free to do whatever the fuck they want. He just tells them that they're full of shit, which they are.
Well, that's in response to his tweet where he said that he was I forget the exact wording, but basically that they should pull the broadcasting license from I believe it was NBC at the time.
Emolument means earning money during your time in office. So they were talking about like money he made off of hotels or something, and whether or not, since it went into some other trust, did that count as making money as a consequence of your official office or something. So anyway,
You said
Yeah,
NBC?
they can fuck off. I believe it was NBC. He was having his fit over at that time, and it's one of the times where he was criticized, and I was fully on board because, he wasn't doing it because they did anything necessarily wrong. It's because he disagreed with it. And granted, the press does some really shady shit when it comes to Trump, but
Yeah,
you
he
can't
was
just
pretty out
yank
of
their
line
license
there.
for that. Yeah,
You mean-
that's not a reason to.
You mean like gamers are facilitators of the alt-right NBC?
Yeah,
Yes.
but at the same time, they have the right to be idiots. You
Yeah,
know?
I know.
Like, but we also have the right to go, you mean this fucking NBC? That's a bunch of fucking morons. So, like, I think that's kind of the point, though. But
Well, yeah, if you don't like what the press is doing, don't watch that press. There's other press to
Yeah,
check
or
out. So
do what we do and, argue against them.
make
But-
fun of them.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But, like, I'm with you, Monkey, and with a lot of other people where when we heard Trump say that, we were like, nah, no, that's silly.
Yeah. That's funny. Did you guys see the like and dislike ratio on that video that they put out, NBC?
Which one?
No.
The gamers are facilitators of the alt-right. It was like
I did see that, I think.
it was like 32 likes and like 300,000 dislikes or some shit like that. I was like, holy fuck.
That's like that Reddit post. Did we talk about that last night? The Reddit
Oh
post?
my god. Where is it at
No,
now?
no.
I think it was it was like over 600,000.
Yeah, it was over 600,000. When I first heard about it, it was like only 300,000 dislikes or downvotes or whatever they're called on Reddit.
Yeah, it was
For the
like
record,
most
what they're talking
downvoted
about.
thing
Hang on.
ever.
Let's tell chat what we're talking about here.
Sawsies.
Forgot about
The EA had a representative make a post on Reddit about the new Battlefront 2, and it was a really shitty post. It really was. It was not well written or well thought out, and it's the most downvoted thing in history on Reddit. Thank you, Cryptic. He also blocked a few stupid journalists who fucking troll him on his personal Twitter account. Eat a dick. Yeah, but that's
totally different, though.
Yeah,
They could
'cause
always,
that's his personal
log out.
Twitter account. Right?
Yeah, I mean, like, who gives a shit about the personal
Yeah.
Twitter account? I don't think any of us here are of the mind that if you block somebody, you're somehow limiting their freedom of speech, because of course you're not.
Well, it's not necessarily freedom of speech, freedom of press, and this has been argued, and I kind of see their point, that he is the president and blocking them violates at least the spirit of freedom of the press. I don't necessarily subscribe to that thinking, but
Well, I mean, given his
They could
office,
always-
I can see where people are coming from.
but they could always go incognito and still read his fucking tweets. They just can't tweet at him. Anyways,
Yeah,
what else do we have?
let's see. We have UCLA basketball players admit to shoplifting in China and thank Trump.
I remember those dumbass kids. I'm really like, how do you get yourself into that position? I never understood wealthy people that steal. Like I can't. My brain don't calculate it for some reason.
The 3 UCLA basketball players detained in China last week have admitted to shoplifting and thanked President Donald Trump for helping them return to the U.S. Yeah, because they were facing 10-year prison sentences in China for that.
Damn.
Yeesh.
The players are suspended indefinitely as UCLA reviews the situation, Coach Steve Alford said, adding they will not travel with the team and will not suit up for home games. Last week, while in China for a game against Georgia Tech, the 3 players, LeAngelo Ball, Jalen Hill, and Cody Riley, were detained for questioning following shoplifting allegations. The rest of the UCLA team returned home without them on Saturday. Ball, Hill, and Riley returned to Los Angeles on Tuesday. At today's press conference, Riley said he takes full responsibility for the mistake I have made, shoplifting, and said he is embarrassed and ashamed. Riley thanked the Chinese police and government for taking care of them, and he also thanked Trump and the U.S. government for intervening on our behalf. We really appreciate you helping us out, he said. I will never do anything again to jeopardize UCLA's reputation, Riley said. Ball apologized for stealing from the stores in China, calling it a stupid decision. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, so they stole sunglasses. They got caught They were in China. They take that shit way seriously, especially if you're not from there. And they were facing 10-year sentences of potentially hard labor or something. And then Trump talked to the president of China and said, "Hey, can you give these guys a break?" And they did. So they lucked the fuck out, is what they did.
No doubt.
And for what? Like sunglasses? That's like, oh yeah, man, we'll just go to this. I'll go to this foreign country to steal shit because I'm entitled to. I don't know. Whatever.
Fucking stupid, man.
They
have a. I'm sorry, I was responding to Brian O'Connor. He said, "I don't think they're rich." UCLA, University of California, Los Angeles, so they could have worked hard and played hard and got in. Well, they have like a reality show and shit, right?
I don't know. Do they?
Yeah, I think those are the kids that they have like a reality show now or whatever. They're really supposedly really popular.
Isn't one of these guys the younger brother of like an NBA guy or something? Or am I just?
Well, I know there's a dad who has like, I think it's like his 3 sons. They're all like fucking all stars, and apparently stupid. But you know.
Now, of course, our president isn't humble by any means because he tweeted out before the press conference. Do you think the 3 UCLA basketball players will say thank you, President Trump? They were headed for 10 years in jail. No good deed goes unbegged for. Thank you.
I mean, they did though, right? So he's wrong.
No, they did. They did. It just seems a little, immature. What can I say?
Yeah, it's like. Well, I mean, if I was facing 10 years, I can deal with a little immaturity. Like, fuck it.
Exactly. 10 years in a Chinese prison, I'll take.
Yeah, I'm like, all right, Trump, you win this one.
Let's see. Now, I only know about this stories because before the stream started, I was listening to the news while I was taking a shower, and one of the news hosts guys said, this is an opportunity for these kids to learn a lesson. They shouldn't suspend them. It's really difficult. It's really difficult for young men of color to be able to get through the light. I was like, what the fuck does their color have to do with it?
I'm so sick of fucking racial apologetics, man.
I was like, it was like if the players were white, would you say they deserve 10 years? What the fuck are you talking? The
blackies can't control their stealing.
Oh God.
Real quick, Prospero says that Ball's brother is a pro player.
That's who it was. Okay, so the guy on the radio said something about how his notion was because his brother is this big superstar and has access to a whole bunch of perks and bling and money and everything else that this kid felt entitled to just take whatever he wanted. Now I don't know if that's the case or not, but whatever.
Stupid.
It was probably doing it like most kids do for stealing. It was for the thrill of it.
Yeah.
Working at Walmart, I dealt with a lot of people who got caught stealing, and a lot of them were doing it just to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And they were stealing stupid shit. If you guys ever want to see somebody shoplifting at Walmart, just hang out in the makeup section. You'll be surprised how many people steal from there.
No, I won't.
Really? That's interesting.
Oh yeah.
That's not surprising at all, because half of the chicks in my high school, and probably a little beyond that, like I never met a chick, like when I lived in the hood, never ever met a girl who went to Walmart and didn't leave with something she didn't buy. It's something. It didn't matter what it was. Usually it was makeup though, because that's the easiest thing for them to take.
One of our loss prevention guys actually got in trouble for sexism. Because what he would do is he'd just hang out in the makeup department. So almost all of his stops were women. And yeah, they accused him of sexism for that.
Because he was stopping, but were they stealing?
Yes.
So then what's the fucking problem?
So wait.
Too many women.
How dare you profile me for stealing things?
Yes.
Well, maybe just buy shit and you won't get caught for stealing because there's nothing to get caught for.
Yeah, it was fucking stupid. He almost lost his job over it.
Oh, God.
Because he accurately identified where a lot of theft takes place?
Yes.
Yeah.
God, loss prevention doing their job. Oh, my God.
That's just fucking bizarre. I mean, but that's kind of like how it is, where you're like, well, we can't say that, Islam is the ideology that, has the most terror. We can't just, say that. Like, we all know it, but we got to pretend like it's not true.
Well, I mean, it's fairly obvious his job was fueled solely by sexism and the patriarchy.
Right. No, it's not like he was trying to prevent theft or anything.
Let's see. I've only got one other. Well, I've got one story, and then I have at least one headline that I just want to read the headline of because I don't think the story's any good. But apparently, Marco, remember Marco Rubio?
Oh, yes.
Marco Rubio criticizes Trump's mid-speech water sipping. This is where we are. This is where we are in this country. How bad it is. Marco Rubio has to go for how the president drinks water. Given it's Marco Rubio. Do you remember Marco Rubio giving his speech? I think it was after the Republican National Convention or whatever, where he was sipping water every 3 seconds, leaning off camera.
Yeah.
Let's see. I'm just going to read a little bit of this because it's stupid. But Senator Marco Rubio had a chance at Payback Wednesday, when President Donald Trump noticeably sipped from a water bottle multiple times during a speech, a move Trump had mocked Rubio for in the 2016 campaign.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
I gotcha.
This is his tweets. This is the quoting from his tweet. Similar, but needs to work on his form. Has to be done in one single motion, and eyes should never leave the camera. But not bad for his first time, Rubio tweeted. Well, at least he's got a good sense of humor about it.
And you know what? That is actually pretty funny, though.
The headline made it sound a lot worse than it is.
Yeah, the headline made it sound stupid, but that was actually...
Yeah, because it's CNN. Because what do I know? But yeah, no. So he was poking fun. Okay, it's not what I thought it was. I thought it was something as petty as you could possibly get, but no.
Yeah, I was about to say. I was like, is he really like genuinely upset about this? And then it's like, oh no, he's not.
All right.
Let that be an example, guys. Don't just read the headline, read the article.
Yeah, non-story. But here's something that I found earlier this morning. I don't necessarily think it's an article worth reading, but the headline alone just made me laugh, and I mean literally laugh out loud at work when I read it. This is from our friends at the Washington Post, the source of all news for all things. Roy Moore says he's a witch hunt victim. Tell that to thousands of women killed in real ones.
What?
What? You know,
Are you fucking kidding me?
No. I started cracking up. I was like, do they want Roy Moore to resurrect these women to be able to have them tell him things from hundreds of years ago? What the fuck are you talking about?
It's a metaphor, for fuck's sake.
I know. Okay, I gotta at least read a little bit of this because I want to know what this guy's thinking of.
Oh my God.
This is from Avi Selk. What's that noise?
What noise?
That was like somebody's like dryer's running or something. Okay. By now, 5 women have accused Roy Moore of misdeeds, enough that the Republican Senate candidate can finally, without a whiff of intentional irony, compare his plight to the deadly persecutions of tens of thousands of women at the hands of delusional men. Yes, there were no women involved in the witch trials.
Most
no
of the
women
accusers
jealous of
were
other
women. And they are accusing men as well.
Yes, there were no women involved in the witch trials, dude. You're historically accurate to a T. Moore's wife slammed the media organizations that have been reporting on her husband's campaign on Wednesday, calling it a Judge Moore witch hunt on Facebook. This followed a statement from Moore's campaign that read, "This is a witch hunt against a man who has had an impeccable career for over 30 years and has always been known as a man of high character." A witch hunt against a man. Well, of course it was. Who else but a powerful man would fall victim to a witch hunt? We remember the witch hunt atmosphere that Woody Allen warned us about last month after women began accusing Harvey Weinstein and various Hollywood actors and directors. Whatever. Okay, this is bullshit. And then he goes into the history of Salem witch trials. Like that's got anything to do with any of this.
Which it doesn't.
No, it doesn't. I thought I'd bring that up because I thought the headline was just hilarious.
Can you imagine somebody's just like, well, I think this stuff is getting out of hand. Oh, yeah? Well, why don't you say that to people with no hands?
Yeah. How dare you?
Like, shut the fuck up.
I mean, this scandal doesn't have legs. Say that to the legless. What do you think you're saying?
You don't have a leg to stand on, neither does my aunt, okay?
How dare you marginalize pirates that way?
Oh my
dear God.
Oh.
Anyway,
man, so
there's no shortage of things to laugh at.
That's all these stories I had, unless there's something else that I've missed in the course of the day, because I had a busy day. So
Warlock hunts.
Hey, yeah, too.
MSS News?
Sure. Chat, if you have news stories you'd like us to take a look at during the course of the stream, please send them to us via Twitter using the hashtag MSSNews. We can't promise we'll get to them all, but we will definitely try to take a look at as many as we can. I'll scroll down to where yesterday's cut off just to make sure I get people's that have sent them in since, because I know that we've had a lot of people saying, I sent something in and I didn't see it because I didn't go down far enough. Ms. Slim One sent us a video. Unfortunately, I can't watch videos and read videos, so. Signal Boost sends us something from the Root.
Uh-oh.
Okay, well, I'll read the headline. I don't know if it's a deep topic territory or not, but maybe the headline will tell us. Elon Musk says black employee filing lawsuit should be, quote, thick-skinned and accept apology. I don't know what this is referring to.
Neither do I, but that sounds interesting.
For all of those, this is an update from the author Monique Judge. For all of those who were in shock that a company like Tesla could have a racism problem, here's an update that will surely blow your hair back. Justin T. Westbrook of our sister site Jalopnik reports that included in Vaughn's complaint, I don't know who Vaughn is. Let me re-scroll down past the update, which should come at the end of the article, not at the beginning. Thank you.
I wouldn't mind them, saying there's an update at the bottom, but yeah, I hate when they update at the top.
Yeah. Okay. A lawsuit. Here's the story as it was originally posted. A lawsuit filed by a former employee Monday alleges that U.S. automaker Tesla Incorporated's California production plant is a, quote, hotbed for racist behavior where black employees were called racial slurs. According to Business Insider, this is the third lawsuit filed this year alleging that black workers were addressed using racial slurs and had their complaints ignored by the company. Monday's lawsuit was filed in California State Court in Oakland by former Tesla employee Marcus Vaughn, and it is the first to seek class action status on behalf of black workers at the company's Fremont, California factory. Vaughn began working at the Fremont factory in April, and in his lawsuit he alleges that supervisors and coworkers began routinely calling him the N-word shortly afterward. Although he complained in writing to Human Resources, he says the company never investigated his claims. In October, Vaughn was fired for, quote, not having a positive attitude, unquote. His lawsuit seeks unspecified damages under a California anti-discrimination law. Tesla is also reportedly facing lawsuits alleging discrimination against gay and older employees, but it has denied these claims. Okay, now what's the update? For all of those... Sorry.
Real quick, I'm so sorry. I was just told that I missed 2 super chats. I haven't seen any.
Yeah, you missed 2 of them. I was going to say something, but I'm black and it's not my responsibility.
Love you, Satsu.
I'm so sorry, guys. Let me go. We had this problem the other day on Scribe's channel.
Mash and Cryptic, way up there. Do you see them?
No, there's nothing on my...
Okay, I'll read them for you. Mashisu, thank you. Ranting Monkey, would you call a trans person that's always tardy translate?
I like that.
Well
that
played.
one's really
well
good.
played.
And Cryptic, thank you. What do a woman and a bar have in common? Liquor in the front, poker in the back.
Oh,
Nice.
just gross.
Guys, I am so sorry. We had this problem on Scribe's channel the other night where he didn't see some.
Yeah. Again, if we miss them, just let us know, and we will. And one of us will see you guys letting us know, and hopefully one of us will.
Okay.
Correct it.
Okay, sorry. I didn't.
That's okay. That's fine. So the update is Justin T. Westbrook of our sister site Jalopnik reports that included in Vaughn's complaint is the following quote from an email Tesla CEO Elon Musk allegedly sent to factory employees on May 31st. Okay, allegedly, all right. Quote, part of not being a huge jerk is considering how someone might feel who is a part of a historically less represented group, Musk wrote in the email. Sometimes these things happen unintentionally, in which case you should apologize. In fairness, if someone is a jerk to you but sincerely apologizes, it is important to be thick-skinned and accept that apology. And then we go back to the author. Oh, okay, I guess we black people should just be more thick-skinned and accepting of racism instead of complaining about it. Got it. That's my line.
Wait, but he literally said be accepting of the apology. like not of the racism, right? Did I hear that correctly? He said the person apologized. You should be thick-skinned and accept the apology.
Yeah, that's what he said, Satsu. You're right.
He said part of not being a huge jerk is considering how someone might feel who is part of a historically less represented group. Sometimes these things happen unintentionally, in which case you should apologize. In fairness, if someone's a jerk to you but sincerely apologizes, it is important to be thick-skinned and accept that apology.
Right. So how the fuck did that translate to you should just accept racism?
I don't know.
Well, because, you know, you should never take the high road, I guess. I mean, but doesn't that make sense if somebody's like, oh, shit, dude, I'm an ass, I'm sorry.
Yeah, if they sincerely apologize, then
sincerely apologize, and they're like, I won't do it again. You're like, all right. I mean, and if they do it again, then, you know, yeah, you have a reason to be like, this person's just a cunt. But otherwise, you know, why not just accept it and move on?
Let's see, what else do we have? So that's, I guess, the lawsuit is ongoing. This one comes from Pissed Off Shih Tzu. Woman kicked off flight after emotional support pig became rowdy.
I saw the headline on this one.
A plane passenger was booted off a flight because her rowdy emotional support pig caused mayhem on board. And there's a picture of her carrying her pig over her shoulder off the plane. The woman was given her marching orders after the havoc-wreaking hog began walking up and down the aisles. Even attempts to strap the farmyard animal to an armrest failed. One shocked onlooker said the brown swine looked around 5 stone, this is from the British The Sun, as it was tossed over the unidentified woman's shoulder and marched off. Others initially thought it was a duffel bag, but they were given the shock of their lives when it began oinking on board of the U.S. Airways flight out of Connecticut. Oh, Connecticut! STA's hometown.
STA's home.
Let's see.
That's kind of cute, though.
Yeah, I mean, she must be in pretty good shape to carry that pig the way she is. But anyway, emotional support pig. Okay, so can you take pets on planes now if they're classified as emotional support?
Yeah, they're classified as like therapy animals. Yes.
Okay. All right.
I don't know about planes and stuff, but like, I don't know if you've been to Walmart recently and seen people wandering around with all kinds of different animals.
You mean they're children?
No, I've seen birds, cats. I've seen a pig. At Walmart, guys, you can take any of your animals in there because they're not allowed to even ask you if it's a service animal.
Oh, that's offensive, huh?
Yes, it could trigger you.
Okay, this next one comes from senior staff reporter and chief Florida correspondent Colleen Bernier. Okay, so Darwin Award material here, and then I get covered in an ad, which I can't get rid of. Thanks for supporting local journalism. Subscribe now. I don't want to. Oh, well, you can tell me. I can still read through your ad. Great. Man uses match to check for natural gas leak.
Oh, my God.
I can only read the first couple paragraphs of this because then the newspaper cuts me off. So I'll try to be quick. A man had first-degree burns to his face and singed his eyebrows and hair during a fire in the 2400 block of Military Street in Port Huron on Saturday. Port Huron Battalion Chief Mark Ford said the homeowner apparently smelled the odorant added to natural gas and went to look for a source. Ford said the homeowner recently installed a natural gas water heater. He went down there and he used a match lit to find the leak, Ford said. The gas ignited, the burst of flames catching the man's face on fire, and electrical service breaker box. The box started sizzling, so the man cut the power to the house. He said the homeowner had first-degree burns to his face and forearms and was taken to a local hospital for treatment, and that's as far as I'm allowed to read, apparently.
If you guys smell gas, don't use a fire or a flame.
Yeah, just Darwin Award. Think about it, please.
Dear Christ.
Let's see. What else do we have?
Wow.
I'm not going to read that. That's gross. I'm not going to read that one.
How do you even get that dumb? See, I'm sorry.
Oh. Let's see. This one comes from Raymond Lewis. Gal Gadot. I believe that's the correct way to say her last name, Gal Gadot. Gal Gadot confirms Brett Ratner is off of the Wonder Woman sequel. Gal Gadot today confirmed that Brett Ratner will not have a hand in producing the sequel to Wonder Woman. Gadot was a guest on Today this morning to promote the Justice League movie, and during an interview with Savannah Guthrie, Gadot revealed that Ratner's involvement with Wonder Woman 2 actually ended before the rumors of her ultimatum even surfaced. Oh, I didn't even know she had an ultimatum. Quote, at the end of the day, a lot has been written about my views and the way that I feel, and everyone knows the way that I feel because I'm not hiding anything, she said. But the truth is there's so many people involved in making this movie, and they all echo the same sentiments. Everyone knew it was the right thing to do, but there was nothing for me to actually come out and say because it was already done before the article came out. Brett Ratner co-financed the first Wonder Woman movie through his Rat Pack Dune company. The company is not committed to financing the sequel. And Ratner has been accused of sexual harassment towards women on his films, including outing and verbally harassing Ellen Page during the production of X-Men: The Last Stand. Outing and verbally harassing. I hadn't heard that one. Let's see. In a recent interview, Gadot issued a warning to misogynists and abusers in Hollywood and everywhere and elsewhere, with a little encouragement from Justice League co-star Ezra Miller. Yeah. Anyway, that's the gist. I'm hearing that Justice League is kind of a mess. The movie, anyway.
Well, how could it not be?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I was thinking about. I always say this whenever you have a rule when it comes to sequels. In my mind, you can only introduce as many new characters in a sequel as you have had movies before it. Because otherwise you don't have enough real estate in the movie to really establish characters. So, like, this is the rule I came up with for the Batman series, the Tim Burton one. So Batman, you get all the basics out of the way first. You get the villain, you get the hero, you get the sidekick, and you get the love interest. And the first Batman, the love interest and the sidekick were the same character in Vicky Vale. So you save some time there. And then in Batman Returns, well, now you get to have the Penguin and Catwoman because there's plenty of time to establish them because you don't need to spend any time on Batman because you've already established him. And on and on and on. With the Justice League, let's see, you've had Superman, Man of Steel, Superman, Batman, Dawn of Justice, and Lex Luthor, technically. Then you're going to have Aquaman, Wonder Woman, the Flash, Cyborg, the Cyborg dad, Flash's dad, in a 2-hour movie. Or not even I think it came in under 2 hours. And still have a movie in there somewhere. Not surprised.
You can do it if you don't worry about backstory.
Yeah.
You just jump right into it as though everybody knows what's going on, which I'm sure they didn't do. There's no way they skip backstory. They're just introducing too many characters at once. What they should have done, and Flash, you can argue, has had his TV show, but you're introducing Aquaman and Cyborg brand new. And let's be honest, it's DC, so it's going to be rough anyway. I don't have high hopes for it.
Well, they should have done the Marvel method, which they're, of course, avoiding for some reason, and had a Flash movie and a Aquaman movie. And then if you introduce Cyborg as a new character in Justice League, you don't have to waste any time with Aquaman and the Flash and give more territory to him. But, of course, DC wants to rush to get all these characters established so they can see if the spinoffs are worthwhile, whereas Marvel was like, let's establish all these guys individually, and then we have the big team-up movie, because that makes sense. But anyway.
I don't understand why they're rushing. I know that they want to compete.
They're greedy. Greedy.
They want to compete with the Avengers.
Yes.
But Marvel didn't just do the Avengers. They made so much money off of Iron Man and Thor and Captain America and even Ant-Man, for fuck's sake. They had his own movie, and he shows up in Civil War for what, 10 seconds?
Yeah.
I mean,
and his movie wasn't that bad. I mean, even though it was a mess behind the scenes, it was actually decent. It was all right. It was fun.
Ant-Man was good. It was fun.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, anyway, so that completely tangent to the story about Brett Ratner. I couldn't care less about Brett Ratner, but what do we got here? Something funny. Do I have something funny? Oh,
hold on. I have an interesting question about that articles we're on it. Now that they're like modernizing everything and everything's kind of being brought into the present day, and they're giving all these characters a different story and shit. Like, what would a what would a fucking Aquaman movie even be about?
I'm going to guess, and I'm just guessing, it's going to be given the actor involved, it's going to be partially Game of Thrones underwater. It's going to have an environmental message of some kind. I don't know if it's a sequel or a prequel to Justice League, all things considered. I'm assuming it's probably a prequel to show where he ended up, kind of thing. That's and a lot of water action, because everything I'm reading about Justice League is that he doesn't actually do much in the water in the movie because they're on land the whole time or most of the time. So he's just like a really strong guy with a trident. So yeah, my guess it's going to be like action battles underwater for Atlantis stuff.
He's such a shitty character. There's only so much you can do with a guy who's stuck underwater.
That's what I'm thinking, because I'm like, there's just like, if there is something going on, it can't be like earth shattering. Like, it's going to be this huge conflict that seems really huge underwater, but then everybody up on Earth, they're going to be like, yeah, so this thing took place in the ocean. Nobody cares.
I have a guess. I have a guess of at least one element that will be in that movie. I assume, not unlike The Abyss, that the bad guys are going to threaten the mainland with a giant tidal wave.
Or a portal in the sky, because that's
will
always
be part of the plot somewhere. Somewhere in there, a giant tidal wave will be a weapon that is threatening or used on land, either by the bad guys. It'll either come at the beginning of the movie to sort of set off the events that Aquaman has to solve, or it'll be a threat somewhere in the middle that's part of the grander plot. That's my best guess. So think the day after tomorrow, or 2012 or whatever. It's a big, huge special effects tidal wave is going to come in there somewhere.
Sounds about right.
I don't think they can make that entertaining. Like, it's just,
I don't know.
It's been done too much.
It all depends on whether, I guess it depends on whether or not the performance in Justice League sells the character enough to make you want to know more, which is why you should have done the solo movie first to see if there was an audience. But no.
Yeah, well, somebody said Aquaman versus Sharknado, and I'm down. I'm down for that.
That would be great.
I'm on board for that.
I would fund that personally. Like, that sounds like an interesting.
All right, this is a weird story. Okay, we got plenty of time. Peter Stewart sends us this one. Workers stitched pleas for help into clothes sold by Zara.
Nice.
Workers in Turkey who stitched pleas for help into clothing sold by retailer Zara are, quote, just the tip of the iceberg, and highlight the need for mechanisms to address concerns about labor conditions, a top human rights expert said on Wednesday. Shoppers in Istanbul discovered notes in clothing saying workers had not been paid at the Bravo Textile factory in Turkey, according to widespread media reports this month. Zara's parent company, Inditex, has said it will launch a fund to help compensate. Excuse me, my throat is not happy today. To compensate the unpaid workers, but such funds can fall short or even backfire, says John Morrison, chief executive of Britain's Institute for Human Rights and Business. Quote, workers are often very scared to publicly complain, so you can imagine how bad the situation is. I think it's the tip of the iceberg. Bravo Textile, which supplied garments to Zara and other brands, shut down in 2016 while owing wages and severance payments to 140 workers.
Damn.
Blah, 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 blah. That's the gist. So, okay. I want to know what one of these messages looked like, but they don't have a picture of that. So, interesting. What else we got? Okay, we did the story about can my children be friends with white people?
Oh God.
That's
I didn't even. I saw the headline, but I didn't read it because I'm just like, do I want this headache right now? Nah, I'll save it for later.
It's bad. It's really bad.
Okay, let me scroll down again. What's this one? Judges is a.
Yeah, just to give you a taste, Satsu. He says that Martin Luther King said he had a dream because he didn't believe it was possible.
What?
He reframed in the article. He invokes Martin Luther King's "I have a dream" speech and reframes it as a statement of basically cynicism that, you know, I have a dream that one day blah 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 blah, and essentially I'm saying this because I know it's a complete fantasy that can never happen. That's how this author decided to reframe King's message in order to support his perspective that he needs to teach his sons to fear white people. And I'm practically not even misquoting the guy. He says he's going to teach his sons to be suspicious of and fear and be wary of white people and distrust white people. Yeah.
In other words, he is going to make sure he plays his part in cultivating and making sure that racism stays alive.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
Cool.
Wait, apparently Jeff Holiday is streaming right now.
Yeah, wasn't he going to have Amos Yee on or something? Or
he did a video on him, didn't he?
Maybe that's what it was. And then he tried to invite him on when he was doing a stream. I saw a tweet or something about it earlier.
Oh, we'll get to Amos in a little bit, guys.
Okay.
For those of you who know, for the chat, for those of you who know what's going on with Amos Yee, we will get to his little bitch ass. Anyway, sorry.
Let's see. So Pincalo the driver sends us an update about our favorite pitchman from Subway, Jared Fogle.
Uh-oh.
Oh, shit. He's still a kitty fondler?
Well, not in jail, I don't think, unless... let's see. Judge rejects self-filed appeal from ex-Subway pitchman Jared Fogle. He's serving 15 years in a federal prison in Littleton, Colorado. A federal judge in Indianapolis has rejected an appeal that former Subway pitchman Jared Fogle filed himself in an attempt to overturn his child pornography and sex abuse convictions. An order from...
I thought he copped to it.
I don't know.
Anyway, go ahead, I'm sorry.
An order from District Judge Tanya Walton Pratt calls Fogle's claim that the court didn't have jurisdiction to convict him frivolous with no conceivable validity in American law. Is Jared Fogle a sovereign citizen?
Maybe.
Because I only hear complaints about jurisdiction usually from people in the sovereign citizen movement.
Right.
Let's see. The Indianapolis Star reports Fogle's motion filed November 6 was done without the high-profile attorneys who represented him when he pleaded guilty in November 2015 to trading in child pornography and paying for sex with underage girls. Yeah, he pled guilty. How do you appeal?
What's he bitching about then?
It doesn't say. That's where the article basically stops. So I would be curious to know what his... I would love to read that appeal. I'm going to have to see if I can find a copy of that. I would love to know what his claim is.
You can't convict me when I admitted to doing it? What the fuck is he talking about?
I don't know. And now my browser is crashing. Okay, well, I can't do anything for the moment because... is my cursor working? I guess it
Maybe
is.
he finally just lost his shit and was just like, I can't take this anymore.
Okay, now I can't navigate Twitter. I think my computer is dying or something because I can't do anything.
Oh, shit. Let me jump over.
Was my sound okay?
Yeah, you sound
good.
great.
I wouldn't say great, but yeah.
Yeah, thanks. What is going on? Okay, I have no idea what's
Sorry, I had this all closed down because with all the problems I had last night, I didn't... Oh, God damn it.
Okay, I'm just gonna force crash. I can't do that. Okay, now my computer isn't even responding. What the
Well, at least we can
fuck
still
is
hear you.
going on? Okay, yeah, well, I'm frozen. I can't even... I can do no more news, apparently.
Let it go.
You're fired,
Let
Scribe.
it go.
I guess so.
It can't be that
Mine's running.
frozen if you're not like totally dead.
Well, I can't bring up my task manager, and I can't close Firefox. And
Have you tried turning it off and then back on again?
Oh my god.
Computer? Yes, I could
Yeah.
do that.
Yes. Satsu?
Nothing. Never mind.
What?
I can't get Twitter to load for me.
Did you just ask him? Did he try to turn his computer off and turn it back on while
the
you're
internet
talking
just
to him on the
crash?
computer?
Yeah, I did. I mean, I just feel like it would be the thing to do.
Can anybody
Right.
else get to MSS News?
I can't get Twitter to load on my computer, but I don't know if that's a factor of something else happening with my deal right now.
No, Twitter's not loading for me.
I'm not gonna
I'm
make
thinking
fun
of
of you for that.
Where's my
SD.
You already did make fun of me for that. Don't even.
I would never make fun of you for doing something so stupid.
I would. This is like, look, because I love you, I'm gonna be friends with you, no matter how fucking
No.
stupid you are.
Oh wait,
No
No.
shit you say.
SDA stream reference.
Can anybody hear me?
Yeah, we
Hello.
can hear you.
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, my computer's going absolutely haywire, and you guys always silent for about 15 seconds. I
Have
don't know.
you tried turning it off and then back on again?
I cannot turn it off.
Why not?
I cannot interact with my computer.
Oh,
Hold-
well, have you
press-
tried pressing the
press the
power
button.
button?
The button.
I'm not fond of doing that since I have stuff on here I haven't saved yet.
Oh, well, you should have saved it.
Yeah, thanks for the tip, SDA. I
You're
appreciate
welcome. You should always save things that you want saved.
So Monkey, since we've hit a moment of downtime, I'll give you some context to the reference that that SDA just made.
Okay.
So we were on live stream and we were talking about me and my friend back in the day. We used to say really, really fucked up shit to each other, but in really nice ways, as like a joke and shit to like throw people off.
Mm-hmm.
So I would tell him like, despite the fact that you're a complete fuck up and nobody likes you, I'll always be your friend, dude. Like, I just want to let you know that I care about you deeply, man. We've been homies forever. Despite the fact that you are a piece of shit and your mother hates you, but that's fine. I don't think that's a bad thing at all. And people just look at us like, dude, are you being nice or mean to him? I can't tell.
Makes sense, gosh darn it.
Yeah, I'm just like, I mean, I realize how you haven't had a girlfriend in like 5 years because you're a disgusting piece of shit and about as unattractive as they come. But you know what? I'll always be your friend, no matter what.
Most people are saying they can use Twitter just fine. Bloodwing says his has been off and on all evening. Mine's I can't get anything to fucking load there. So we're done with MSS News, guys. Thanks for the stories, and sorry if we didn't get to yours. Damn.
That's a hashtag, MSS News?
Yeah, it's a hashtag. We have our own hashtag on Twitter. Get on our level.
White privilege. All right.
So on to YouTube time, and as is tradition, we're going to start with SDA.
YouTube time?
Yeah.
I did a book club this morning. I am working on a video that should be out tomorrow, and I've also found something else for a video, but I'm going to let that be a surprise because I'm too pissed about it right now to get into it without completely taking over and getting really upset. So I'm just going to wait till I actually make the video to talk about that. But yeah.
Cool. Satsu, what did you work on today? Or what's your most recent video?
Well, my most recent video was titled, I Don't Care What You Want. So
Nice.
What was it about?
It was about pronouns.
Oh, that's okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So are you using people's pronouns?
Well, the title should answer that. No. Well, I had a conversation with somebody on Twitter, and we were talking. It was a post that the Dusty had put up initially when he was saying like, why do you people care so much about using Z and Zer or whatever? Like, what negative impact does it have on your life? Why is it such a big deal? And I was like, it's not a big deal, and it doesn't have an impact on my life, but it is an inconvenience, and I don't want to do it. And one of the people who I was talking to in that feed was like, you not wanting to do it is not a good enough reason. And I'm like, me not wanting to do anything is always a good enough reason. It's the only reason you ever need. Like, anything outside of you not wanting to do it is just extra shit just because. But I'm like, in the end, if it's like, if I don't want to do it, then that's the only reason I need. He was like, well, you should need a better reason to disrespect people blatantly. And I'm like, I'm not disrespecting nobody. You get 3 options. He, she, or they. That's it. If it's anything outside of that, then go fuck yourself. And he was like, well, that's just mean.
Thank you, Terry Diamanis. Is it a book club using a book as a club or hitting a book with a club?
No, it's a book club. You know what a book club is.
It's both, actually.
It's both, yes. Welcome back,
We
Scribbles.
just beat men. That's what we do.
Hello. I have no idea what's going on there, and I hope it doesn't happen again. Because
Are you back? Yeah,
No,
yes,
he's
you are,
not.
aren't you? That was a dumb.
Ask us.
That's two. That's two SDA.
To your point there. By the way, Scribe, we've started YouTube time.
Okay.
SDA did hers. Satsu just did his, and he was telling us about his video about pronouns. What's always bothered me about that, the pronoun thing, is you have to. We're supposed to use the words they want to. What about the words I want to use?
Mm-hmm.
Why doesn't my opinion matter?
Well, because you're not a weird Tumblrite. Duh.
Well, that was like the kind of the point of the video I was making is I was like, okay, so one of the questions that I had levied to like the viewers and just people in general is I'm like, you walk up to me and you want me to say this thing, and I don't want to. Whose wants are more important? Like,
exactly.
how do we decide like who trumps who? Like, but it was who, you know. But in my situation, I was like, whenever I approach this situation on an interpersonal level, it doesn't matter what the scenario is. My wants will always trump yours. Like that's just how it works. So if I don't want to, the fact that you want me to or you need me to is always going to be pretty much irrelevant unless I care about you. And if you're a stranger, there is a 99.9% chance that I don't give a fuck about you. So it's just that's how it's going to go, period. And they're like, well, you should find better reasoning if you're going to just, you know, blatantly disrespect people. And I'm like, I'm not disrespecting nobody. I'm like, I will call you he, she, or they.
What reason, though, would they actually accept?
Yeah. I'm like, what is a reasonable reason? But that was the question that I never got an answer to. Like, nobody had an answer to that question. It was like, well, what is acceptable? Because the only thing that's really acceptable is doing what we tell you to do. And I'm like, fuck you. That is my response to that.
And I'm with you on that. Yeah,
just like, nope, not happening. That's why I meant to send you that video because I'm like, Monkey will appreciate this because this is right up his alley.
Scribbles, I'm going to go before you because you have ads, and
I do.
Mine is very simple. I didn't do much on my own today, but I did stream with Anime Renee, and I had a really good talk with her, and then she brought on an alt writer.
Uh-oh.
And we had a nice little discussion. It actually wasn't a bad discussion. I want to get into that a little bit more on Deep Topic Time. But yeah, it wasn't a horrible. There was no yelling or screaming. We actually just talked, and it was very nice of her to have me on as her first guest on her live streaming, and I wish her well with it. It was really cute because she was kind of nervous because it was her first time, and she was worried about dead air. I'm like, I will help you out there. Don't worry, I will fill in any blanks. But it was a really good conversation, and thank you to Anime for having me on. And I really do want to have her on our show one time. She just has the cutest voice ever, and I love it. And
do you see that picture?
I
of her
enjoyed talking with her. I did not.
Oh my god. Anyway.
Oh my god.
Okay, that's all I had.
Yeah.
Scribbles?
Let's see. Aside from 19 ads I cooked up today, I'm only going to read a chunk of them, not all of them today. I'll split into 2 streams. Otherwise, we'll be sitting here for like a half an hour with me just reading ads. Aside from that, though, I started work on a new video. It is another conference speech on workplace diversity, I guess, after a fashion, except that this time it's being done by an inspirational speaker or a motivational speaker to a women's forum. The motivational speaker is a man telling the women's forum what men's role in the workplace should be. It's amazing at how nonsensical it is, but maybe a quarter of the way through. I don't know if I'll do the whole thing. It's about 15 minutes long, and the guy gets kind of boring pretty quick. But I should have something out either tomorrow or Friday at the latest. So, but that aside, several ads. So I'll start in and just save ourselves some time. So we had a Sylvanas request via Sweeper Steven, an ad where the Joker, played by Weibo, and the Riddler, played by Scribe, fight over stuffing hot dogs as a Superman versus Batman, except it's Chaos versus Lords of the Night. All right.
That is a mouthful.
It is. So are hot dogs, right, Weibo? A rivalry born from the bowels of a child. A joke that was taken the wrong way and too far. A riddle once answered set the stage for the greatest battle of all time. When the Joker's latest crime involves stuffing hot dogs into her pants, the Riddler becomes obsessed with unraveling the motive of the clown princess of crime, leading to a war of villains. DC Comics, Warner Studios, and Oscar Mayer Foods presents Lords vs. Chaos, Daybreak of Equity, starring Weibo Jones as the Joker, Scribe Light as the Riddler, and Jerry Mathers as the Beaver.
The Beaver?
Nicely done.
You have a crazy super chat.
Yeah. You got that PHP, bruh.
No.
You not see it?
No, let me refresh my super chat page. 1 second. I am so
Okay.
sorry, guys. Cult of the
Yeah.
Lich, thank you. No one has a right to crawl up in your head and make you say words. End of story. Besides, there's only one sex. Attack helicopter. Indeed.
What's PHP?
That's the PSP's unsuccessful cousin. Nobody knows about it.
I don't know what is the PHP currency?
I don't know.
Where's that from? I'm asking, hoping they'll answer.
Philippines peso, maybe?
Oh, could be.
Says Mr. Owen, says it's a Philippine. Okay. Oh, Filipino peso. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's see. Next, we had another Sweeper Steven one. I was asked to read the Sweeper Steven ones first because people were going to be absent tomorrow. Okay, so I actually had fun with this one. An ad where Scribe works for CNN and is Chris Cillizza's boss. This is a special announcement from CNN. Hi, I'm Scribe Light, and I've recently acquired CNN.com, thanks to pressure from the Justice Department and the vicissitudes of high-stakes business maneuvering. As you might know, CNN.com has taken a downturn in its quality of late, behaving more like the aborted fetus of Gawker and Tumblr having a meth-fueled sex after a foam party than it does a world-class journalistic enterprise.
Ouch.
Well, that all ends today. I'm sending our newly minted editor-in-training, Chris Cillizza, back to school at Emerson College, the country's best school for journalism. After that, he'll become a war correspondent in Kandahar to get some perspective on what matters most when telling people about what's happening in the world. So join me, Scribelight, in this new adventure because this is CNN.com. News you'll be proud to read as written.
Oh my god.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to talk in the middle of that.
That's fine. That's fine.
Dude,
Dude,
that's
the
awesome.
flames. The flames.
I know. I couldn't help myself.
Just for the record, I told you guys before the stream, I'm gonna need to pause myself here soon. So when I do, I apologize, and I will be back.
Okay. Sanguine then asked for a movie about monster hunters in the 1800s hunting a Nalusa Falea.
Oh, Monster
And for
Hunter.
those of you that don't know what that is, it's kind of like Bigfoot, but not. It's something completely different, but it's in the same general mythical family, apparently. 1819. The Alabama fever of settlers and speculators moving to establish their claims to the territory that would soon become an American state. But for one family of early settlers, building a modern home on native land brought with it an ancient terror. And when their bodies are found torn asunder, it falls to hired men of low character to fight back the darkness. Do you believe in monsters? Sanguine Studios presents a thrilling tale of frontier terror in Nalusa Falea, the long shadow of the Choctaw.
Oh shit.
And all right. And then Mr. Baker asked for a movie about the life of Alulim, the mythical first king of Eridu, and his rise to power, with at least one line in the Sumerian language. I'm going to do my best, which is going to be awful, but here we go. Alulim, Lugal Kukura, Abba Dinger Denger Rere Neke, Inim Gina Knika. Aluim, king of all the lands, father of all the gods. A man or a legend. 5,000 years ago, upon the sands of Eridu, in ancient Sumer, he descended from heaven to tame the savage lands and bring civilization to the wastes. Half man, half beast, king from heaven, grandson of Adam. Alulim may be all of these things, or none. Witness the tale of antediluvian legend as Mr. Baker Films presents Alulim, the Stag of Sumeria.
What was that you were saying in Sumerian?
Well, that was, so I said the Sumerian version of Alulim, king of all the lands, father of all the gods. So I just translated it. Yeah, so I couldn't, I won't even try to repronounce that again. I know I fucked it up regardless, but that was my best attempt.
I'm pretty sure there are no experts in here.
It's a dead language, so who's going to come back and
yeah, just like, you fucked up on the
I know who's going to come back and tell me. The witches from the Salem.
Witches.
Those witches.
Let's see. Then Snubbert requested I just read the end text, essentially, from the Old World Blues DLC from Fallout New Vegas. So,
yeah.
So it was written for me, but here's my best attempt. There is an expression in the wasteland, Old World Blues. It refers to those so obsessed with the past they can't see the present, much less the future, for what it is. They stare into the what was, eyes like pilot lights, guttering and spent as the realities of their world continue on around them. Science is a long, steady progression into the future. What may seem a sudden event often isn't felt for years, even centuries, to come. And I stumbled over that. I apologize, but I'm not familiar with the text. And that's all there was there. Let's see. Then Sanguine asked for something about small batch orphans. Still not quite sure, but this is my best attempt. Are you a collector, feeling conned by comic books, bored with Beanie Babies? Then you should try the brand new hobby that's sweeping the nation, the Orphan Collection Consortium, the new and fun way to feed your obsessive need to maintain order while also helping unfortunate children who need a new home. Collect 1, 2, maybe 7 orphans at a time. And you know, a real collection can't be complete without collecting a matching set. So if you find some triplets, make them orphans any which way you can. Call now to get a starter kit. Contains a ski mask, rope, duct tape, and coupons for Happy Meals. The Orphan Collection Consortium, a Sanguine Industries endeavor.
Wait a minute. You said orphan collection, right?
Yes.
Yes.
That kit sounded like it was for orphan kidnapping.
I don't know what you mean, sir.
We're going to have to investigate this business.
Oh, you should just wait until I get to the dog food commercial. I think that's partly tomorrow, though. Kaga Mandoa requested a Romeo and Juliet love story between Mandalore the Ultimate and Darth Revan from Star Wars The Old Republic, and to make it gay.
Oh, boy.
In Knights of the Old Republic, you followed the aftermath of the Mandalorian Wars and Revan's return to greatness as the savior of the galaxy. Now, travel back to where it all began, as the true events that set Mandalore the Ultimate on his quest for conquest and revenge against the Republic are finally revealed. A truth that began during a routine rescue mission by Jedi Knight Revan and ended with the forbidden love with a Mandalorian warrior. Tormented by ancient codes and traditions not their own, the two men would meet in secret until that secret is revealed. Witness the epic saga of romance, conflict, and duty that will reach across the stars and send a galaxy into war. Star Wars, Plight of the Outlaw Hearts.
Nice. Well done.
Okay, and then I think yesterday you asked, like, what ads would I be scared to do or not comfortable with doing?
Yeah, but
ads
but
about
more
very
normal.
Yeah, ads with very specific fandoms that I have no knowledge of, like this one from Jesse Jess. Anime fans, this one's for anime fans. Full Metal Alchemist Roy Mustang's women's miniskirt uniform shop.
Oh,
wow.
God.
I did a little research. This was my attempt. By declaration of the Fuhrer, all female officers of the Armistice military must wear tiny miniskirts. So ladies, what better way to follow the rules and please our dear leader than by getting your state-mandated miniskirt at the official Roy Mustang Skimpy Skirt Emporium. Skirts of all sizes are available in the official blue and gray of our beloved armed forces. and the length of each skirt has been officially approved by the Führer himself using his patented male gaze. Roy Mustang Skimpy Skirt Emporium, a miracle of leadership.
Oh boy.
I don't even know if that makes. I think I mispronounced the country in the. It's Amistris, not Armistice. For some reason, I read it as Armistice. It's Amistris. My apologies. A couple more to go. Okay, William Savage wanted a Liam Neeson brand mayonnaise. When you're looking to be taken by a tangy zip in your next meal, the best answer isn't unknown. Mayonnaise, the all-new natural mayonnaise endorsed by Liam Neeson. Made with 100% fresh farm eggs, you'll have at least 5 minutes of heaven with every bite. So for non-stop flavor that you won't need to run all night to find, make sure the next time you go shopping, mayonnaise is on your Schindler's List. Mayonnaise from William Savage Company.
That was a lot of movie references.
That was a lot of movie references. I tried to fit in as many as I could. Somehow I couldn't fit in A Walk Amongst the Gravestones. I just couldn't find a way. I tried. Let's see. Mr. Baker requested an actual ad for an actual thing, so I did my best here. We all remember Dallas, Texas on November 22nd, 1963. President John F. Kennedy narrowly escaped death by an assassin's bullet, sending a shocked gasp of terror and relief across our great nation. But the threat to the president did not end in Dealey Plaza. Witness the America that could have been, as a distance of inches changes the entire course of history. In the aftermath of survival, the John F. Kennedy must now assess who had the most to gain by his death and who he has left to trust. Read Surrounded by Enemies by Bryce Zabel, a tale of alternate history in the Breakpoint series of books. Available on Amazon.com.
Nice.
And the last one for tonight, guys. Save the rest for tomorrow. I'm going to hell for this one. Skeptalk wanted a ad for mouthwash that doubles as a douche. Now, I actually came up with 2 different product names, so I worked them both into this one ad.
Can I just say I love our audience?
May Cthulhu have mercy on my soul. Skeptalk Home Products brings you the 2-in-1 solution for bad breath and for when things get a little sour down there. Mint-flavored ass-to-mouth wash. Now your morning routine just needs 1 bottle and 2 splashes on your orifices to feel and smell fresh all day. And ladies, be sure to check out Douche Juice, pH balanced for both your tonsils and your lady parts.
Douche Juice.
Douche Juice, ass-to-mouth wash.
Oh my God.
And that's it for tonight, guys. I will have a second round of ads for tomorrow night at YouTube time. Thank you, everyone who donated, and thank you, everyone, for giving me something to work on today. Hopefully, tomorrow night's batch will be just as, if not more, entertaining.
That was awesome. Oh my God.
Hey, SDA, you gonna be purchasing some of that douche juice, huh?
Go to hell.
Hey, you want some mayonnaise?
Mayonnaise.
No, you were all of you are disgusting.
You're gonna need to wash down that mayonnaise with some of that douche juice. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my God.
So, deep topic time?
No, we need we have drama.
Drama, right.
The only drama I know, well, there's 2 that I know of. No Bullshit released a video today about Blair White. I haven't seen the reaction. I know what? Blair commented on it, but I didn't read her comment.
Oh boy.
Basically, he said she's turning into a drama queen and accused her of being the new Joey Salads. And I can't say he's exactly wrong. I think he was really harsh about it. But yeah, that dropped today, so look forward to that in the future, guys. And then there's Amos Yee. For those of you who are not familiar, Amos got a lot of fame. I don't even remember how long ago it was now. But
At least 2 years, I think, at least.
Yeah, where was he living? Hong Kong? I don't remember where he was
I don't
living,
remember.
but he
Thailand or something? I don't remember.
Yeah, he made videos about Islam and ended up getting arrested for it. And there was a big push to move him out of there so that, he could say what he wants to say. And apparently what he wants to say is that child porn and sex with children is okay. And if you think I'm being in any way facetious, I'm not. That is actually what his latest video is all about. He makes the argument that even if it was child rape and you uploaded it to the internet, there's nothing wrong with that. And with that, guys, I do need a minute. I'll be back.
Well, as filler, real quick, apparently Chaos Eve won't be here tomorrow, so she's requesting that I read her ad now. Okay. Since Monkey's off for a second, this won't take me long. I'll get it out of the way real quick. Let me find it here. Although I'd love to have Monkey hear this, I don't want to dig into his time any more than I already have. All right. Chaos Eve requested an ad for dog food. No, really, that's it. Promise, she said. When your little canine deserves a healthy treat, give it dog food. It's just dog food. Promise. You won't have to wonder if your dog is eating anything other than what he needs. It's just dog food. Promise. Don't think too hard about what they did with all of the waste from that nearby Superfund site. It's just dog food. Promise. And pay no mind to the reports of missing children in your area. It's just dog food. Promise. Chaos Eve's dog food. It's not made of Chaos Eve. Promise.
You took that places.
I did. Well, you should wait and see. There's another one here. Somebody said something. I forget what it was. Somebody gave me something very simple, and I turned it into something ridiculous. There you go, Chaos Eve. Yours has been read as well. Got that out of the way. I'll do the
Pay
rest
no
tomorrow.
attention to missing children in your
Yeah, just don't pay attention to missing children in your area. It's just dog food. Promise.
It's just dog food. Why did I bring that up? No reason. It's just dog food.
Yeah, exactly. Nothing wrong.
Okay. Sorry about that, guys.
Fill up some time while you're gone.
Yeah, I heard as you were starting that you didn't add. That's cool. I'll have to go back and listen to it.
Yeah, Chaos Eve, she's not going to be here tomorrow, so she asked that I read it tonight. So I just
that's cool.
Quick. All right, so that's done.
So yeah, Amos is a horrible person. That's all I had there. We move on to deep topic time, but first, now that everybody in my family knows, our cat died today, and I'm still not taking it well. I'm trying my best, and you guys are awesome. You're my distraction tonight, so thank you for that. And with that, here's my deep topic. I was talking to this alt-writer on Anime Renee's live stream, and the alt-right is very mad at me right now because I said I don't care if white people vanish. Okay. If everybody melds into one beautiful light brown color, I'm okay with that. Because
it'll crash the sunscreen industry.
It will. But you know what? I don't care about the color of somebody's skin. I really don't. I never have. It's actually how we used to be raised, to not pay attention to what people look like. And I don't understand why that's such an issue now. But when I brought that up, the answer was, and tell me where you guys have heard this before, there won't be any diversity.
Wait, say that again?
If all of the people of the world started fucking each other and all of the DNA ended up making just a light brown person,
yes,
instead of white, black, Asian, there wouldn't be any diversity.
That's stupid.
If you try diversity by skin color.
Do you know, like, that people have personalities, right?
Yeah, there's still culture. Like, culture is not going to vanish because that happens. Like, what the fuck? Okay.
Well, isn't this the exact
even
same?
if it, sorry.
Isn't this the exact same thing? I know you've done videos about it, Scribe, with these CEOs who think, or well, not CEOs, the diversity
officers, yeah.
who think that diversity is literally skin color.
Yeah, well, it's all about. I mean, and I'm doing one just now, kind of on that same topic. They and that guy from Accenture that I did the video on a couple weeks back, he was very explicit about how diversity means what you look like and who you are having sex with. And as long as you're not a white male, you are diverse. I mean, this guy went so far as to say, because he has 1/64th Cherokee blood in his lineage, he's a little diverse. And I'm like, the fuck is wrong with you? So the impurity of your bloodline makes you not as bad a white person? Is that what you're saying? It's insane. And like you said, and like Satsu said, even if everybody had the exact same skin color, different parts of the world, different parts of climates, different agriculture, everything would breed, for lack of a better word, different cultures, different ways of living, different ways of speaking, different ways of comporting yourselves. And we as humans tend to group with people we can relate to. And that's just a natural course of things. And so there would still be diverse cultures and different languages and conflicts of territory, et cetera, et cetera. It doesn't matter. But again, this only works if you define diversity as skin color, which is what it's becoming. Because if you listen to any of the speakers now, when they talk about diversity, they are, for lack of a better phrase, just saying non-white. Diversity is non-white, at least at the base.
Oh yeah.
Well, so, that's what drove me so crazy when he said it. I mean, like, you are literally parroting SJW argument here. That color is what's important. And I was like, look, because he actually uses face cam. He's a white guy with blonde hair. I'm like, look, I'm a white guy with blonde hair. You're a white guy with blonde hair. We have completely different opinions here. That's what diversity is. The way we look has nothing to fucking do with it.
Yeah.
Now, I don't subscribe to horseshoe theory. I think it's a reach, but sometimes there's definitely overlap.
I mean, it can be a part of it. Like, I don't think it like has nothing to do with it. I think diversity, like when it goes to identifying, just for identity reasons and being able to like properly, like if you see a person like an Asian person or whatever, they have distinct features and skin color and their hair is a certain type of way to help you immediately be like, that person's Asian. You know what I mean? And when you have people who look different like that in a place or whatever, I could see how visually that can do something for some people under certain circumstances. Just like, if you grew up in an all black neighborhood, you've been around black people your whole life, and then you go in for a job interview and it's all white people in there, you walk in, you're like, oh shit. Like, you know what I mean? Just like, but that's like an instinctive thing that humans do just off of the fact that you're out of your comfort zone. That has nothing to do with your ability to be different or to stand out or to have some, you know what I mean? Like, diversity comes from a range of things. You know what I mean? How you grew up, what you learn, that type of shit.
I get what you're talking about there, but if everybody suddenly looked the same, that wouldn't be an issue.
No, I don't think it'd be an issue at all. No. But I can see where people are coming from when they say that the exterior attributes are a part of diversity because of the society we live in and the way it's built now. It kind of, it's not a major thing, obviously. Just like because you remember I criticized that thing on Twitter where they had that room full of white people, and she was like, there's no diversity in here, or the lady who was saying like a room full of blonde-haired, blue-eyed men. Yeah, it can be diverse. And I was like, yeah, that's true. But she got that flack for it. She got flack for saying it.
She had to apologize for it.
Yeah, she had to apologize. And I'm like, that's fucking stupid. Like, she's right. All those people could have came from anywhere. They could have grew up in many different environments, and they all have something different to bring to the table. Being a white male does not make you like, you're not like a fucking clone.
Real quick, I want to address Scott McKinnis in chat said, Ranting Monkey, you mean the bell curve? No, I mean horseshoe theory. Horseshoe theory is the idea that the political spectrum is a horseshoe, and the two ends are the most extreme ends, which would be the bottom, the open end of the horseshoe there, are almost exactly the same. I'm not doing the best justice to that. Look it up. It's a theory out there, and I don't subscribe to it because I think that's insane. Jordan says it would be an issue. I don't want to have sex with someone who looks exactly like me. Fair enough. Fair enough. Except psychology tells us we're actually most attracted to ourselves. Look up the studies on it. It's really interesting. The other thing that he said that I wanted your opinion on. He was talking about the notion of like Black pride and Asian pride and, you know, Latino pride. He said there's that white people have lost their sense of self, of being white. And other than your absolute racists, I don't think that's ever actually been an issue in the U.S. because white has been white people have come into the country and been treated like shit because of where they're from. Like the Irish were treated like shit. The Italians were. Every white person that's come over, except for the English, who started it all. Well, didn't start it all, but started the country. Have been treated like shit when they get here. So there's not really. I don't feel. I mean, there was Irish pride and each national pride from where they came from, or even American pride once they got here, but not actually a white pride of sorts. Does that make sense? Am I making any sense here?
I think I get what you're trying to say.
I get what you're trying to say. Like, white has never been a cohesive race to people.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I mean, people differentiate, like, because I would say I'm half Italian, because that has a lot more to do with, like, how we spend holidays and stuff like that than my race does, because we do a lot of the traditional Italian stuff, whereas somebody with, like, Irish heritage probably wouldn't do the exact same things that we do. And we even differentiate from, like, different parts of Italy, because we've got two sides of the family that are from different parts of Italy. And so when we're with either side on holidays, like, we cook different things, and, like, the desserts are different and stuff like that. So I think for a lot of people, their heritage and where they're actually from has more to do with it than whether, you know, how much sunscreen you need.
Yeah, I get back to some kind of white pride. Like,
is Monkey breaking up, or is that me?
What?
That
Yeah,
was
he was
just
roboting
once.
a
He's
little
all
bit.
right.
Oh,
He's all
sorry
right.
about that, guys.
I think it's
Am
fine.
I better?
Yeah,
you're
you're
good
fine.
now.
All I said was I just think the idea of us needing to get back to a white pride is not only silly because we don't need the color pride needs to go away no matter who it is, but there was never really a white pride except for horrible racists who I just don't think they were that big of a issue. I mean, yeah, we had racists, but it wasn't a white pride racist. It was, you're black and I don't like black.
Yeah, and like even when you say white, it's such a broad term. It's like, you're white, and it's like, well, yeah, I'm white, but you know, I could be Italian, or I can be German, or I can be Russian, or I could be like, I could literally be any, like, what specifically do you mean, or what does white encompass other than just, you know, just the skin?
Well, even amongst, like, we're talking about this in one of my classes. We were talking about, like, the political makeup of America, and even more recent immigrants from Africa, basically people who, you know, were not descended from slaves, but who have come here and are first or second generation immigrants, don't like American black people, as in like Ebonics type thing. And there's like a whole rift in the quote unquote African American community.
Well, yeah, because
the blacks were like, can we stop acting like nutcases?
Yeah, a lot of Africans that I've met, like, and not like people who have been over here for a while, but like people who have recently come over or whatever, or like have family that's been over here for a while, or that hasn't been over here for a while, you know, and they're just not getting settled in. A lot of them fucking hate what America would consider traditional black people. They're like, they can't stand them because they're like, they look at us like we look at like snooty white people, like uppity white people or whatever. That's how they look at us, and they're like, y'all are a disgrace, man. And it's so bad.
One girl from, I forget which country she's from, but she actually gave a speech about it because she's like, I think her parents like brought her over here because she has an accent, but it's not very thick. So that was just interesting to hear her be like, you know, it's hard for me to accept like the typical American black person. And I was like, that's interesting.
Yeah. I mean, it has a lot of reason to do, like, depending on where they came from in Africa, like some of the more modernized parts of Africa, it's not that prominent because, like, they get a lot of tourists and stuff, so they deal with a lot of people from over here. You know what I mean? But, like, when they come from really poverty-driven areas or just, like, you know, places where, like, anybody who wasn't trying to kill you is your friend. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then they come over here and they hear the shit that we bitch about and they hear the stuff that we complain about, and they come over here and they're working hard and they're doing everything they can, and they see people like too lazy to get jobs and, you know, that type of shit, just the stuff that generally you see, like if you go to the hood or whatever, and they're just like, I cannot fucking believe you people. Like, what is wrong? And they get so mad because they come over here, obviously, and that's like, you know, the immigrant thing. They come over here and they bust their ass because they grew up in an area where they didn't have an opportunity to do that. So when they come over here, they take advantage of all the shit that we have, all that stuff we have access to that we don't take advantage of or whatever. They jump on that shit. They get an education, they find a job, and they try to get their lives together. And they see people over here who have access to that shit and they don't use it. And they're like, well, what are you fucking bitching for? Like, you're not using the shit that's right here available for you, and you're complaining about how your life is so fucked. And they don't want to deal with that shit. They're just like, you know, I don't know. And they get bunched up with us all the time, you know what I mean? Because it's like, you see, they're just another black person, so they get the same treatment we do. You know, in the situations where, you know, people are being treated like shit. And they're like, don't lump me with those fucking people.
Well, the other interesting thing about it is that Nigerians right now are the most prosperous immigrant group in the United States.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Well, which a lot of people don't know.
This is a bit off topic of what I was talking about, but we discussed immigration a little bit, and I remember growing up in like the 80s and 90s, and the immigrants that came over here, they were so happy to be Americans. They were like the most patriotic people ever. They were gung-ho Americans, and I don't see that anymore. And I don't know if it's just that it's not highlighted as much, or if that's actually changed. Mm-hmm. But it is interesting what you're talking about there, Satsu, with the Nigerians or people coming over here and taking advantage of what we have, while people born here are like, I ain't doing that.
Yeah, well, I mean, and like I said, it's a conditioning thing. Like, we grew up with all this stuff available, and especially if you grow up with the victim type narrative of people telling you that, you know, the world is against you and shit, and you have all this stuff available and you're just not going out to use it. The perspective is totally different when somebody who has nothing, you know what I mean, who is literally waking up every morning and hoping their fucking village is not raided and they're not murdered. You know, they come over here and they're just like, you can do whatever you want. You can be whatever you want. It's right here in front of you. What the fuck are you doing? And they're just like, no, everything's holding me back. And it's like, I've been here for a month. I moved to America and I've been here for a month. I have a job and a house, and I'm taking care of my shit. You've been living here your whole life.
Yeah, I think it is a perspective thing, though. You know,
because it is a perspective thing, definitely.
You know, it's hard to appreciate all the opportunity that we do have when, you know, you live in it.
Yeah, of course.
And you grow up with it and you're used to it. You know, it's kind of like, of course we have AC. You know, who the fuck doesn't have air conditioning? Like that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You know, all that stuff that you take for granted. And I don't think it's bad that we have it. That's not what I'm saying. But I think it is important to, you know, acknowledge that we have it and be like, we should really fucking appreciate that air conditioning. Because it would suck without it.
Yeah. That's, I was just watching a a wisecrack video, I believe, on Saw, and they were talking about like the philosophy behind it. And Jigsaw, like his philosophy that like misery and pain is a healing mechanism, which it is, but obviously he took it to the extreme. You know what I mean? Like,
Well,
he
I
went,
mean, yeah, he's kind of a murderer.
Extreme.
yeah. Well, his thing was he never killed anybody; they killed themselves. He always gave them the tools to save themselves, which obviously was like, yeah, well, fucking chop off your own fucking arm or die. It's like,
Yeah, pretty much.
That's a tough call. I mean, dying obviously is not the way you want to go, but and to be perfectly honest, they made the choice and they did, but you put them in that predicament. So, but yeah, it was just an interesting take on that whole situation. But like, that's why they say like you can always tell a really nice and a really genuine person, you know, by looking at the hardships and shit that they dealt with. Like the stuff that you've been through in your life and that you've had to deal with can really hone you into a decent person. You know what I mean? And taking somebody from like a point of privilege or just like somebody who grew up rich or whatever and throwing their ass in a hood and be like, figure it out. They'll come out like, oh my God, life is really not that fucked up, is it? But it's like I said, it's that philosophy put into motion, but not nearly as extreme as, you know, he went with it, obviously. But I thought that was pretty interesting. You should check it out. You guys should watch that video if you get a chance. Wisecrack makes some really good videos, philosophical videos about stuff like that, like movies and the messages behind them.
Okay, guys, we're actually just past 10:30, so it's your turn. Questions, comments, concerns. We try to always kind of look at the chat, but this is where we try to really pay attention to you. So if there's something you want us to talk about, something you want us to address, now would be the time to throw it in there.
As usual, Satsu won't be answering shit because I don't fucking fucking do that.
Remember, we're just here to entertain him.
That's right. And you guys are doing an excellent job.
Oh, well, I'm so glad we have your approval.
Not you, SDA. They're doing a good job.
That means I'm a good ally. Yay!
I've seen this come up a few times in the chat. Child brides in Sweden. I haven't looked at it, so I don't know what's going on with it.
Oh, did they change the law so you can marry like a 12-year-old or something?
It could be.
Hey, I have a question though. While we're waiting for questions from the chat about the whole Blair thing. Did you guys see that? Because I think he's No Bullshit's video. I haven't watched it, but I know that he was talking about the Snopes article on Twitter. Did you guys read the Snopes article?
I did not.
Yeah. That shit was clearly like, I don't know, man. Like I was reading and I'm like, the tone of this is really just on some, you know, she was a liar. Like it was basically saying that she was a liar. And they were basically kind of going the victim shaming angle where it was like she was in the wrong place at the wrong time, so she deserved to get attacked. That's pretty much what it said. They're like, oh, well, she ain't too innocent because she went over there, and they was basically saying the fact that she crossed lines, which I still haven't confirmed if that happened yet. Like she crossed the police line. That was her trying to intimidate and antagonize them, and that's why she got attacked. Like that was somehow a justification of her being attacked. And I'm like, regardless of if that's what she did, and if she went out there to say, I'm going out here to prove that like open opinions are not available and the left is not as tolerant as they prove, even if she went out there to do that, she proved her point. So the major story here should be the fact that the tolerant left showed how intolerant they were. And I'm like, that's what I've seen. Now, obviously, there's some issues as far as her integrity on telling whether or not she did anything to purposely antagonize them. But that's yet to be really, you know, because I didn't watch any of the streams or anything, so I don't know what the fuck really happened. But based on that Snopes article, they were definitely trying to be like, yeah, she's a liar and she deserved it. Like, that's pretty much what the article said to me.
I'm gonna have to look this up. Snopes did an article on her.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw somebody. I was obviously out of it today, so I didn't see much. But I did see somebody talking about a Snopes article. I don't remember no bullshit bringing it up in his video.
Okay, I just know that he was checking it out on
now that I think of it, he may have said something about she may have crossed a police line. But I don't remember him making a big point of it. His major point was that she was antagonizing him and knew what was going to happen, and was basically making what he said it several times, a Joey Salads video. If you watch her video, she does like go over, and the way the hat is even taken is they go and pose like in front of the protesters, and one of them grabs it and throws the hat. That's how the fat bastard ends up with it.
Mm-hmm.
She was definitely antagonizing guys. There's nothing wrong with saying that. It's true.
It doesn't, like we said, it doesn't mean that she deserved it, but
Right, and that was the
Exactly.
point that I was trying to make. I'm like, even if that was the case, like that was her goal to go in and prove how intolerant they were. That's exactly what happened. She's like,
Yeah.
hey, look, these guys are assholes. And
Wait.
It's Sarah's birthday.
We have a birthday.
oh shit.
La 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 la. Okay, here we go.
Whoa.
Happy birthday
Happy birthday
to you. Sing along, guys. Happy birthday.
That's what I'm saying, bruh.
You're black, of course you sing.
But you're black.
Happy birthday,
Sarah.
dear
Black.
Sarah. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Hey, happy birthday.
Happy
and
birthday,
shit.
Sarah.
happy birthday.
Is Sarah Plyer the sister of Markiplier?
Ooh, I don't know.
think so.
Oh, okay.
I don't think Marky is his first name.
Yeah, well, whatever.
That would be
Okay,
concerning.
We had a lot of questions that came in all at once, but we got that was kind of a deep topic that we jumped onto first. So
I'm sorry. I don't.
that's fine.
This,
I'm just explaining to chat
Big
why if
deal
you
in
asked a
there.
question, we missed it. Sorry about that. Please ask again. I will do my best to find some of them. Let's see.
Multiplier.
Satsu 2 cents. What's the most racist thing Ranting Monkey has said to you? I ain't said shit racist to you.
no,
Oh,
let him
bastards.
think. Let him think. Let
Let
him
me
think.
think. Hold up.
You don't.
SDA has said racist shit to you.
Look, it was an accident.
We have extensive records of SDA's blatant racism, so we're not going to talk about
Yes,
that.
we do.
But Ranting Monkey, I don't know. I have accused him of being racist on numerous occasions, but I don't think he's actually ever done or said anything.
Never when I've said now I am not above making a racist joke, but
Oh, I know.
The only racism between me and Satsu was when he got me in trouble by he did a guest video on my channel, and he said, "I know you guys are looking for the monkey, but I'm black, so it's pretty much the same thing." And I got bitched at for it.
The funny thing is, though, as I was like, when I was doing that, my first thought was like, people are probably gonna be like, this fucking racist asshole. But then I thought about it. I'm like, no, they're gonna get mad at Monkey.
You
I'm
fucker.
like, fuck it, I'm gonna do it anyway.
It was a funny joke, and I laughed at it, and I thought it was great. And then people started complaining. I'm like, oh, god damn it. Thank you, David Tisdale. If that second attack was real, her boyfriend is a beta bitch.
Oh shit! I've heard that a couple times too, where people are like, her boyfriend shoulda, but didn't.
Shoulda, woulda, coulda.
Yeah,
Shoulda beat that
if
ass.
that was me and somebody threw shit at Lady Monkey, I would have thrown the camera, chased him down, and beat the fuck out of him.
Yeah.
Now that's just me. He also, I mean, if you watch the video, he stops and he's making sure she's okay. So I can't really fault him for that.
Yeah, but like, you know.
Stargazer Nuts says Blair and No Bullshit were on a stream with Andy Worski earlier. I didn't get to watch it yet, but I am going to watch it after this.
See, I didn't make a video. Like I saw it, but I'm so uninterested in shit like that because I'm just like, do I talk about it just because it's a thing that's happening, or do I stay true and like be like, I don't give a fuck about this, so I'm not, and I didn't make a video on it because I'm like, I really don't care. Like, not even enough to elaborate. The only thing I did care about was the Snopes article because they were really like, the tone of that whole article was just, you'll see when you read it, Monkey.
Yeah, I can't find it. If anybody has the link, could you send it to me?
I got you, homie. I got you.
Real quick, Old Timer Gaming says Lady Monkey can fight her own battles. Of course she can, but she has me, so she doesn't have to.
Sure.
I got something for the group. Is it racist to bleach an asshole? Oh my god,
Jesus,
Tommy, damn you!
Gross.
I should have read that before I read it out loud. Backscan says, I think it was a woman. If he chased her down, he would probably go to jail. I'm for equality. So, Geralt Revia. I don't know. Oh, is that what that is?
Yeah.
What do you think of Sweden allowing child brides now? I cannot comment on that until I read what's going on. If they're actually allowing child brides, that's horrible. Okay. If you did ask a question and we missed it, please ask it again. I am so sorry. If you wear salmon-scented underwear in bear country, are you responsible for being mauled?
You know what? Look, hey, kinda in a little bit. Like, you didn't do anything to help your situation.
Well,
there comes a point where, like, it's like I said, it's not her fault. It's not. But also, she probably wanted something to happen, probably verbally, with like some Looney Tunes screaming some sort of gay shit at her, to be like, these people are nuts. For the video, I mean, why else make a video? And I can understand that. It's good footage. There's a reason why people get that footage. It's because, like, hey, if you're going to be an idiot, why not? So it's not that, it's not like, oh, she deserved it. It's just, if you don't want to get punched in the face or sat on by a fat liberal fuck, don't do what Blair did.
Backscan asks, if you guys were in a Saw situation, do you think you could cut off your own leg to survive?
Dude, I don't fucking know.
Like, anytime I watched the Saw movie and I saw those people in those situations, I'm like, I'd be dead. I'd be fucking dead. Because I don't have a very high threshold for pain at all. I'm just not. Yeah. So there's no way I could. No, I don't think I could, man. But then again, like, adrenaline pumping, life or death situation, you don't know. But just based on what I know about myself right now, I don't think I'd be able to pull half that shit off.
Scribbles, could you cut off your own leg?
If it came down to it, and that's my only option, probably.
Well, I will. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I don't think I could, but like Satsu said, if you were in that situation, it might be different when it actually is life or death.
Yeah.
Miss Slim One, thank you so much. What do you think about Cards Against Humanity buying land to stop Trump's wall building? I think Trump should build the wall around them with them on the outside.
You should be allowed to wear whatever you want without being attacked. SDA middle finger. Yes, I didn't say you shouldn't be able to. You should be able to wear salmon-scented perfume and not get mauled by a grizzly bear. I agree. It's just that there are things you can do to lower your risk significantly.
I mean, here's the thing. If you're gonna wear a shirt, you know what I mean, that says some fucked up shit, or like if you're gonna go to like a cancer prevention center or some shit and you're wearing a shirt that says fuck cancer patients, and you're like across the street and you're like, I'm gonna wear this shirt and be fucking edgy. Yeah, okay, you're doing that and you're being an asshole. But if you like go across the street and you're like rubbing your shirt in people's faces, if somebody punches you in the face, that they're in the wrong. They're in the wrong. But it's like, What did you think was gonna happen?
What did you expect? Yeah.
Well, and the other thing is that, like, she knew what was gonna happen. That's why she was fucking filming it. Maybe she didn't know to that extent, but she knew something was gonna happen.
She says in the video before they go to Hollywood Boulevard that she's going to get her ass beat. She says that. Mm-hmm. She knew that she was putting herself at risk. And again, if you want to put yourself at risk, knock yourself out. But I wonder how many people would be arguing that it would be a problem if somebody wore a Confederate flag shirt to a BLM rally and got their ass beat for it.
Yeah, like, you're being
everybody would be like, well, what'd you expect?
You're being in it. You know what you're doing. And she knew what she was doing. That's why she did it. Like,
I'm real quick, guys. I'm sorry if you have more to say. I'm so tired of this topic. I really am. We've covered
I am too.
Days. Satsu, if you wanted to throw in what you were going to say, I didn't mean to cut you off, but after that, I'm gonna end this topic.
Okay. Yeah, well, the one thing I was going to say is the one thing I want people to understand when we say what we say about this is it's very important that we establish the fact that even, like I said, even if she did go in with that intention or whatever, it's still, we're not justifying the people who did it. You know what I mean? We're not saying that she deserved it, and we're not saying that they're right. They're still fucked up and they did the wrong thing. They made the wrong choice or whatever, but like the cause and effect is a thing, and we'll just leave it at that.
There we go. And yeah, Satsu, we've literally been talking about this for 3 days. I think we spent like half an hour on it one of the nights, and yeah, I'm done with it. So
I feel you. Like I haven't dabbled into it at all, so that's why I'm like full of fucking comments now. But yeah, I got you.
Stephen Jones asked, "What would have happened if Luke hadn't realized Leia was his sister?" Well, if you remember from the movies, when Luke tells her, she says, "I've always known." So she would.
Weird as fuck.
It is, yeah. She would have figured it out probably while she was bouncing on his pole, because she said she knew.
Well, she and Han were already pretty much a thing by the time it would have mattered anyway.
I think she might have jumped on. She'd get mad at Han for some reason.
Nah, she likes the bad boys, and Luke was too much of a goody two shoes throughout the entire thing.
She didn't mind licking his tongue though.
Oh, that was because she was trying to show up Han and make him jealous. So she was on Han the whole time.
But to make out with your brother to make that point, isn't that kind of that? I mean, that makes it even worse.
Well, it was a difference between she knew and she suspected, or she had some kind of like feeling about it. Because when he finally confronts her about it, she's kind of like, "Yeah, I guess I kind of knew. That's really weird." Yeah, whatever.
Like,
it's bad. It's bad writing.
Face.
What it is, it's bad writing. It's Lucas not having planned the stuff out ahead of time.
Ben Master says Ranting Monkey is Team Luke and Scribe is Team Han. No. Han Solo was the way to go. I just think she would have bounced on Luke. She would have got pissed off at Han. They would have had like a short breakup, and she'd be like, "You know what? I'm gonna go fuck Luke now to show him up," and she'd have fucked her brother. That's what would have happened.
George Lucas would have gone with it too.
Yeah. You're projecting your morality onto a people in a galaxy far, far away. Maybe incest is just fine out there. Yeah. True. Okay, fair enough.
I mean, it was also a long time ago.
True.
So,
you know what? This is what has always surprised me about Game of Thrones. Nobody has a problem with all the incest in that fucking show.
No, people do. They just let it slide. I
think people like got over it after the first episode. I think people were like, "Oh my god," and then they were like, "Well, this is not even the most disturbing thing about this show." I think it's like it's like in Star Wars, we don't have anything like else that's super disturbing to compare it to. Whereas like in Game of Thrones, like a guy got his dick chopped off. I mean, what's a little sister fucking at that point,
No, I still say sister fucking is wrong.
No, I don't say it's not wrong. I'm just saying, when you're comparing it to having your dick chopped off, I think that's why people are like, well,
Well, if the choice were getting my dick chopped off or fucking my imaginary sister, I would probably bang her. I'm just saying.
Well, I think that's like in everybody's mind. I think that's where everybody's going with it.
Wait, somebody asked me would I wear sunglasses made of sugar?
What?
Do they make those? I had a question earlier because the basketball players stole sunglasses
Yeah.
in China. Do they make the sunglasses in China to fit Chinese eyes?
Oh,
So are they like
Jesus.
really squinty?
they
Is that
like-
what you're asking?
No, I'm being serious. I don't know.
Are you asking if the
What?
Chinamen have squinty
Fit
sunglasses?
Chinese eyes. How about just fit someone's face?
Well,
Well, that would fit their face too. They have pretty
I
flat
think this
faces.
falls under one of the racist things that monkeys.
well, I don't know, man. Because look, I've ordered like clothes and shit, like T-shirts and stuff or whatever, from like Japanese or Chinese stores or whatever. And one thing you have to remember when you order anything from a Japanese or Chinese store is you always buy 2 sizes up, because they're literally sized for like Japanese and Chinese people who are like really small, petite people. So I got like a large, an extra large shirt, and that shit fit like a medium. I was like, this shit says extra large, but y'all lying. This is not extra large, but I mean, I guess it is for them.
Oh my God, Snowstorm! Thank you so much. I still think she was looking for love in all the
Did I buy
wrong
a turkey?
places.
Somebody's asking us, did we buy a turkey?
We are going away for Thanksgiving, so no, and I don't like turkey anyway.
I did not buy a turkey. I plan on cooking. I just don't know what I plan on cooking.
We'll get
Maybe
a
I'll
turkey
do like
this weekend.
Yeah, maybe I'll do like a Thanksgiving cooking special for my channel, since you guys.
Oh, that'd be cool. You should totes do that.
Yeah, people actually like my cooking videos. Like, I actually have people like literally PMing me about that shit. Like, dude, when's the next fucking cooking video? I'm like,
because I didn't realize that Thanksgiving is literally next week. I thought it was the week after. And we're leaving on Monday, so I should be able to play Saturday, but Friday as well we should stream so that we can get some stuff done. Because I'll be gone.
Friday and Saturday, I'm good. I'm just
okay.
Yeah, let's do that. Because
I'll be gone through next Saturday.
A few people, well, somebody in the chat asked us that too. That was one of the questions. Where were we streaming this the weekend?
Yeah.
So, yep. SDA, she straight up shafted me this week.
Well, I shafted everybody, so
I was like, holy shit. Yeah, she was not available last week to anyone.
True.
For Thanksgiving, I'm going to release or re-upload my video from last year. Because
I thought you were going to say release the Kraken. I was like, what?
No. It's one of my favorite videos I've ever made. It's the true story of Thanksgiving. So you guys have that to look forward to if you haven't seen it yet.
Oh boy.
How many of you think cranberry sauce is great, and how many of you are wrong? I think that shit is nasty.
It is so good. But
you know
only
what?
if it's out of a can, not like the good stuff, like the shitty kind.
I don't mind it when it's like mixed with certain stuff.
No, like the cranberry sauce and sweet potatoes with marshmallows are like what I eat on Thanksgiving. That's like the only thing you can feed me.
Scribe, are you a bachelor or a MGTOW?
Given those two options, I'd probably say a bachelor, because I'm not a MGTOW, so whatever the opposite of that is.
Yeah, he still likes women. I know. God damn it, MGTOWs, we can get mad. I know some of you like women. He's not cynical towards women. There we go.
No. Oh, individual women. Yes.
There you go.
Women in general, no.
I think all men are cynical against individual.
Yeah, if you've lived any life at all, there's at least one or two on your personal rogues gallery somewhere.
Oh, for
yeah.
sure.
If you stream every night with a woman, you'll get there.
Mm-hmm.
Scribe, would you ever consider going on The Bachelor?
I don't have enough money to end up on The Bachelor. I have to be GQ handsome, not necessarily Colin Kaepernick handsome, and have way too much money for my own good that it was either probably ill-gotten or inherited, and I don't have either of those things. I don't think I look bad, but I don't think I'm GQ sort of like, cut from a block of marble type.
Johnny Hellcat asks, is Lady Monkey excited for Rick and Morty to move to America? For those of you who missed it, she was trying to tell me about how Roy and Lacey from Very Nearly Viral were moving to America, and she kept talking about Rick and Morty. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? And she goes, yeah, they're YouTubers, and they're moving to America. I'm like, oh, you mean Roy and Lacey?
Oh my God.
Yeah, it was so cute. There was another question here that, oh no, it's not a question. Net said the G in MGTOW stands for gay, according to Monkey. I don't know if I've ever said that, and if I did,
Men gay their own way? I suppose they do.
what I said is they should probably give Dick a try.
Give Dick a chance.
Hashtag give Dick a try.
Dude, every time I explain MGTOW to somebody, like one of my family members who knows that I do YouTube and stuff like that, and they're like asking me questions like, what's a shitlord? What's a MGTOW? And I explain it. Every time it's always, oh, so they're gay. And I'm like, because it's like they don't want to marry women. They don't want anything to do with women. And they're like, right, so they're blowjobs? And I'm like, no. Just robots. And they're like, oh.
We have 4 minutes left, guys. Scott McInnes asks, Scribe Light, what would you do if you found out the last girl you fucked had a kid and said it was yours?
I would demand a paternity test. And if
He's
it came
going on
back
Maury.
positive. Yeah, exactly. I'd demand a paternity test. If it came back positive, I'd do everything I could to get myself out of that because I have no interest in being a father. And if you actively keep that information from me and ambush me with it, then no, I don't want to have anything to do with you either.
Hey, I was really hoping that he was going to say, yeah, and if you actively keep that away from me in order to ambush me, I'll kill you.
Yeah, not going to go that far. No.
The tone was certainly there, Satsu. Like
I was just waiting. I'm just like, he's giving very reasonable and just like not comedic answers. So I'm hoping this is going to end hilariously.
You have disappointed our black friend.
Disappointed me. Taking you off the entertained list.
Jesse just says, "Oh, I respect that, Scribe. Yeah, I do too." Do Japanese wives? I'm not reading that. That's fucked up. Says, do Japanese wives give bro jobs because they're Japs or because they're flat?
Oh, Lord.
For the record, that is something I'm reading. I did not come up with that one myself.
Oh man, you know it's the best word to hear Japanese people say. Rari pop.
Rari pop. Oh, fuck, Satsu. I love you. Rari pop. Wait, does that mean Ranting Monkey has given Dick a try? No, I like women. How many times do I have to tell people this?
He's not a MGTOW. SDA, out of the 3 guys on the stream, who is the best in general? Ooh.
This is how all groups break up. Yeah.
I'm
every group with all males and one female. That question is usually how it
Oh my. Well, Monkey is of course my Lord and Savior. But Satsu, and I have lots of fun doing the video games, and Scribe does ads, I guess.
Carries us. So let's be honest. Scribe carries us when when he's not here. The show falls to shit.
I don't know. Probably Satsu.
Yay.
Tommy says, this is a Yoko question. Yeah, it is.
Me and SDA got this like brother sister thing going on. So you can't beat siblings.
I like that the black guy's the brother. I'm just throwing that out there. Okay, guys. I'm actually gonna wrap this up because we're almost at the top of the hour. So let's say goodnight, shall we? Chat, thank you so much. Thank you for the donations. Thank you for coming out. Thank you for hanging with us every night. You guys are awesome. We would probably sit here and talk to ourselves without you, but you guys make it enjoyable, and I love you. SDA Scribe, a pleasure as always. Satsu, nice to see your black ass around again.
Yeah.
Everyone, your life makes me sad. We'll see you next time, guys.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.
Fuck off.
You
Oh,
asshole.
damn it.